Hello and welcome back to The Lady Sows. My name's Sharon and today it's back to the Giant Onion Grow Challenge with the seeds Elsa from Foster Seeds being hosted really by Pete Trenuth at Pete's Cornish Garden, I think it's called. I'll leave a link to him in the description below. When I potted these up, which was on the 31st of October, I split them into two categories. Category 1 being the ones that looked the better onions, and category 2 which looked like they needed a bit of a boot up the rear end. Well, the thing that has really surprised me over the weeks that they've been growing is that there are quite a lot now in the category 2 section that are doing so much better than some of those that were in the category 1 section. So when I actually plant them up, I will pot them up. I will be reorganising them again into grades 1 and 2. Some of the plants are actually looking quite good now. I'll bring this one close to the camera so that you can see. The seed leaf there is almost died off. The seed leaf on some of them has died off, and I'm going to be planting them into this size pot, which I think is 10 centimetres, a 10 centimetre pot. I've had a devil's own struggle I've got lots of round ones. I've had a devil's own struggle finding some square ones. Been all over. Went to one garden centre. You know, the name, the clue should be in the name, garden centre. Well, they seem to be selling everything other than anything for gardens. They had a little tiny section. I know it's not the time of the year for perhaps most people to be gardening, but I was still surprised that they had so very little there. Lots of weed killer, but I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for pots. I eventually found them in our local hardware warehouse that we have near where I live. The other thing I've also bought now are the canes. Let me just show you these. These are 2 foot. I've cut them in half, but they're normally about that length. I've cut some of them in half to go in here because I don't need them that long at the moment. I've also bought some of these clip things for clipping on, which is they were recommended, and I'll also link both of these things in the description below. A lot of people have been potting theirs up into Clover Professional, and I can't get Clover Professional from any of the garden centres around me at all. So I went down to the local nursery and I got a bag of their professional compost that they use. It was quite expensive. It was a 75 litre bag, so actually probably not as expensive as you think, but it was a 75 litre bag. I don't have a photograph of it. It's in my garage at the moment. The thing about it I was really impressed with was when I sieved it, there was hardly any debris left over, unlike so many composts now that, you know, you sieve it and you seem to have half a sieve full of bits of lumps and bits of wood and all sorts of stuff. So although it was expensive, I think in the long run it's actually going to probably work out cheaper. And my plan was to use it for my other plantings next year once I sow all my seeds that I want for the greenhouse. Sorry, for the allotment. So I did make these little things for to prop them up a little bit, but they've kind of outgrown these. These were just made out of some garden wire. And what else was I going to say? Yes, I've been watering them with liquid seaweed. This is a Doff liquid seaweed. And the other thing I've been doing is I've been spraying them once a week with Plant Invigorator. And you make up a solution of Plant Invigorator with, I think it was a little bit of bicarb of soda and a couple of drops of washing up liquid, but it's got to be pure soap washing up liquid. So not your brands. You can use the EcoVer washing up liquid. That is got no additives in it, so you can use that. What else? They've been under the grow lights for 15 hours a day. But I was watching, I think it's Chris Evans's channel. I will check and I will link his in the description below. He certainly seems to be a bit of an expert on growing giant vegetables. It's obviously his thing. He's got a heck of a setup. His grow tent is more like a grow room. I think he bought a lean-to, which he's put dark cover around the outside so the lights don't irritate the neighbours. I think it's insulated, but I'm not 100% certain. And he's got it all light reflecting inside. It's got benches, he's got lots of different lighting. I mean, it's a heck of a setup. A bit like dark rooms for photographers, but the opposite. But obviously, where my grow tent, and I will try and put in a photograph of my grow tent, is something I put together. It's not very big. It's tall, but it's not very wide because I don't have a lot of space. It's sitting in the conservatory. My husband did ask me where it was going to go when he saw me building it. And I said in the conservatory, and he said, where? So I did make space in the conservatory, but we've only got a little conservatory. And at the moment it's chock-a-block with overwintered geraniums or pelargoniums. So I did have to make space for my grow tent. Now I'm keeping it in the conservatory because I'll be going on holiday in a few weeks' time. And it's the only room that I will be keeping warm. The house we just have on tick over while we're away, which sort of brings me on to how do I keep these watered while I'm away? I'm thinking of getting some capillary matting and at the moment I haven't quite worked out if I'm going to get some nice cotton rope or whether I'm going to make something myself, which I think I'm more than capable of. I've got some calico fabric, which is pure cotton, unbleached, and sort of making some strips of that and plaiting it and using that with a bucket of water in the conservatory that can water the plants. They'll be in quite a big tray, and I'll put the capillary. That's my thoughts. But if anybody has got any other suggestions as to how I might make sure these stay alive for the 3 weeks that I'm away on holiday, I would be most grateful. I will, before I go, pot them into even bigger pots because I'm not going for a few weeks yet. And hopefully then those 3 weeks, but that they'll be okay. And of course, one of the other reasons I needed to pot these up, I'm not seeing if I can find one, but their roots are starting to, don't know if you can see that, if I get it closer to the camera, I'm tipping vermiculite everywhere. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got roots starting to grow out of the bottom. So I decided they definitely were ready for potting up. Yes, I've managed to get vermiculite everywhere. I'm not sure if there's anything else. I will put a photograph of once I've finished potting them up into the next size and got their stakes in. Yes, I think this is really just a bit of a quick update, but as I say, if anyone has got any suggestions about how I can keep them alive for 3 weeks while I'm on holiday, I would be most grateful. Thanks very much for watching, and hope to catch you another time. Bye for now.